Good day, everybody. My name is Todd Standing. I'm the man who takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch. I'm very excited to be doing something I've been wanting to do for a long time. We're doing Throwback Thursdays. So what I'm going to do is, I've been doing this for well over a decade now, and I have so much really cool information that is from a decade or so ago that's really changed and evolved. But I mean, let's not forget about what happened. Who I am today has been obviously built up and from the knowledge and the things that I've learned in the past. So today we're going to start out with on Throwback Thursdays, which I'm going to do every Thursday for the next, 20 weeks. It's video 2, Sasquatch video 2, an incredible piece of footage that even my detractors have to look at and go, that looks very real. It's very real. It's a very legitimate Sasquatch. It's an incredible piece of footage. I'm very proud of this piece of footage. It was the first time I ever saw a Sasquatch. I had the pleasure and honor of actually filming it. So what we're going to do on Throwback Thursdays is we're going to talk a little bit about what it is, like I just did, video 2. And at the end of the video, I'm going to explain a little more in greater detail about things that nobody knows about. So pay attention, enjoy the video. I apologize for, at this time, again, over a decade ago, I called the Sasquatch animals. And people get very offended by that. And don't get offended by that. I'm an animal, you're an animal. They're in the category of animalia. I refer to them today now as either primates or, the Sasquatch people, because they're the wild masters of the wilderness, and it's very respectable. Don't be down, don't hit me about the animal thing. I said it a long time ago, I don't say that anymore. I call them primates or hominids, so let's get over that. Enjoy the video, and at the end of the video, I have a lot to tell you about it that nobody knows. New information about a very old video. So welcome to Throwback Thursdays. Stay tuned.
This was just such a shocking occurrence for me. This was my first actual close-up sighting with one of these animals, and it was just tremendously successful. We were maybe 35 yards out, and the animal, after somebody was up there and we did a relative size comparison, it was well over 8 feet tall, well in excess of 600 pounds, and it was just really exciting for us. Now, something that people don't understand, though, is video 2 was no fluke. We worked very hard to get into position based on all of our knowledge, research, and understanding of these animals. But the details of what precisely we did to get that close cannot be publicly divulged because our work is scientifically repeatable. And with this knowledge, obviously, anyone could get this close to one of these animals, which is close enough to kill one of them. And that would be disastrous. Based on our knowledge and understanding of these creatures, they're a community of animals. They stand together. They don't leave their own behind. If you were to kill one of them, I don't believe these animals are aggressive, angry animals, but they will defend themselves violently if necessary, and I don't want to be there for that. They are the dominant animal in these regions. They dominated us the entire time that we were there, and I do not want to do anything to have them turn aggressive, because that's what animals do when they're attacked or when they're provoked. They defend themselves aggressively. I strongly believe there is nothing more important than the scientific study of this species. There's nothing that I would like more than to publicly disclose the information we've gathered in our studies. But in the current world climate, and specifically in the absence of legal protection for these animals, it's naive to believe that releasing this information wouldn't result in the complete annihilation of this species. In my opinion, the information enclosed in the video 2 and video 3 chronicles are even more interesting than the video themselves, because obviously the journey necessary to get within 40 yards of these animals took months of preparation, sometimes years in cases of other people. It took hard work and determination, the likes of which I never even knew existed. And even what we did the days before, literally risking our lives over and over without sleep, constantly cold and hungry, while maintaining still and quiet for hours on end, will put even the most disciplined human being to the ultimate test.
So you saw the video. Wow. Being in the spot that I'm in right now, knowing how much hard work and determination it takes to get a Sasquatch video. It's been 2 years I've been busting my ass, and I have only just recently got some new footage that's quite comparable to that. But let's talk about, this is video 2 specifically. I was totally shocked and stunned. I actually didn't think Sasquatch were real. When I was looking at a Sasquatch, I'll tell you, I went up that hill. So obviously I went where that Sasquatch was. I was downhill from him, I don't know, maybe let's say between 30 and 40 yards when I got that piece of footage. And so when I went up there, I was looking for what my theory was the native people were making costumes that were scaring people away. If you look at what happened with Leif Erikson, the Viking, he came to North America, somewhere in North America, and he saw a Sasquatch, and the Vikings were like fearless, awesome warriors that wouldn't be afraid of nothing. They wanted to die in battle. They were just relentlessly powerful. The Sasquatch scared them away. And I thought, my theory at the time was, well, Sasquatch can't be real. And I thought, well, hell, what a brilliant way to scare people away, even other native tribes. Just create this wonderful costume, because natives, you've seen their headdresses, you've seen the moccasins and the stuff that they make. Of course, they could potentially make a Sasquatch costume. And the tracks were just put on some Bigfoot tracks, make these tracks and create this mythos, and you'll scare everybody away, get free food, never have to battle and go to war. But I'll tell you, when I went up there, oh my God, I was seeing things. That Sasquatch, so what actually happened was we weren't trying to film him. There was a female, maybe possibly, could have been Jane, I'm not sure. She sure looked like Jane. Jane is video 4 that I filmed many years later. But I believe it was a female that we were trying to get footage of, and what happened was she was in her position, her day watcher position, and she had to move back to the troop. When she went back, she would have had to go through an open space, and we were going to get footage of her and get evidence of her, was the goal. That didn't happen because when she became aware of us, somehow, you have to figure this out on your own, the group immediately knew that she was in danger, and the group came back. So what you're seeing is, that's a big male, possibly the dominant male of that group. This was not filmed in my current research areas. This was a totally different research area. So anyways, and this is the Sylvanic region. Don't go to sylvanic.com. I don't have that website anymore. And so, I mean, everything has changed so much. It's been a long time. But anyways, the reason you see that Sasquatch is Jane was crawling along, probably on all fours, and he stood up to let her go by. And then when she went past, he stood down and followed her. So I didn't get footage of them after that. And what you don't know too is just off to the right when you're facing it, there's a waterfall there and a huge space from mountain to mountain. So I thought they were trapped. I go up there, they're gone. What you have to actually do to get off that mountain from where they are, so when you're going, let's say it's the actual direction was approximately east. So they had to go east to get off that mountain. What you actually have to do is rock climb out to a ledge. To get to a point, you have to rock climb, I'd say about 30 yards to get to the point where the waterfall is, and you'd have to jump across, I'd say about 10 yards from a rock climbing position. No human being's gonna do that. A mountain lion couldn't do that. A Sasquatch, maybe a chimpanzee could, because they could rock climb, like the cliff that you would have to rock climb on is almost impossible gripped. You'd have to have incredible primate strength. And then you'd have to crouch and bounce across this ravine. And if you miss, you die. It's death. So when I'm up there and I'm thinking, there couldn't have been ropes up here. I mean, I was up there, literally when I took that camera down, I went up there to get more footage. I was moving up there. So I was probably up there in about, I'd say less than a minute. So for them to escape out of there, I mean, if there were ropes up there, we're just trying to rule out any human possibility. In this day and age, now I know, that's darn well a Sasquatch. There was no way, even in a costume and the mobility and to move, like it's just, there's no way. Because in the beginning, the media was telling me, well, couldn't that be a man in a suit? And of course, if you don't know, yes, it could be a man in a suit, but when you're out there and you see everything that happens, this is what happens on expeditions with me. When you're out there and you feel the reality and you see what's actually going on and you experience the before and after. Because on my expeditions, when I take people out with Survivorman and Jeff Meldrum and John Bitternagel and all the other people that I've taken out, soldiers, Army Rangers, PhDs of all kinds, when you take them out and they see a Sasquatch and you go investigate it after, that's what clues you into it, people. That's what the mind-blowing experience is. You realize that can't be a man. Well, if it's not a man, what is it? And the answer is, it's a new species of primate. And I could literally make a documentary about what was necessary and what we did and all the things that happened that day when we got that piece of footage. I could literally make a 2-hour documentary about it, and maybe I should. I wrote a chronicle about it, and I'm gonna send that out to all my people in my cooperation. But anyways, go to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org. That's the new website. That's the one I run at. I'm going to be putting this stuff out in newsletters, lots of information coming. Like I say, all the things that happened before and after, I mean, I could go on for hours, but that's just the gist of it. Is the video is totally authentic, very real, and just a wonderful piece of Sasquatch evidence that I used. And that's what we'll be talking about in the next Throwback Thursday, was what happened with species protection, what happened with all that legal documentation, the work that I did with that, and even why did I do it. So we'll be more talking about that and more Sasquatch evidence, incredible stuff. Very excited about Throwback Thursdays. Stay tuned for more information. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all. Remember, I do live shows on Wednesday, wonderful live interactions with people where I just answer questions, and I'm going to be doing my Saturday videos that are just compilations of really cool, amazing Sasquatch evidence, Sasquatch stuff that's going on. So stay tuned for the Saturday video. I'll see you next Wednesday, or maybe I'll see you next Thursday. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.